So is this guy going to confess, or what? I had to do it that day. I couldn't stand by and let it die. I stole the text ID and dressed like I couldn't take out the evidence. I'm expecting Officer Meekins. He knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's only one thing I still don't understand. Large quantities of blood traces were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. I guess he's a donor. Looked like too much blood for that. Cross-examine this bitch. Why, though? When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Now, if I have anything to do with it, then it's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When the case is closed, only the detective who was in charge of it can look through the evidence. I want to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. The case is mine. Officer Marshall was in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... Why'd you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? Stole that in the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card and left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activator lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Knowing that locker shouldn't have opened. So all because a rubber glove was stuck in the door by chance? Then, Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's say I was a little surprised. I don't plan on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to show his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. Where did Andrew get so much influence? How does that even work? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I kind of slightly. Sorry it turned out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? The one. Why do they let him bring it? I don't know what to say. So what happened next? So you did your research beforehand? Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long enough, partner. I think it'll make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I held my locker and stashed it in there. What's Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. That's what you're saying is on that day. But the blood found at the crime scene certainly indicates a crime took place. Alright, you blind? The victim shown on the tape is me. Now I'm not dead yet, partner. Someone just comes over with a fucking shotgun and just blows his face off. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, it was empty? Ah, Goodman took it probably. What? Mr. Edra, where's that? How the fuck would he know? Still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. So Marshal, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why'd you do this? Stealing the detective's ID? Injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. We're gonna... But the case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah, with fabricated evidence and shit, right? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dog was convicted for those crimes. Don't think I could save a show. He deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain how it turned out. There's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I have a feeling we wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. Except for me, of course. I ought to take another look at the files. Can't just forget the SL incident. And why? There wasn't any murder in the evidence room of 515. Okay. And stand it by and let it die. I think this is it. I'm probably wrong, but... Of course I'm right. Finally. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. By objecting you! I just love that every time I have to present evidence. Like, I'm just like, objection! I can't I just say holding me like, I think you know what you're talking about, here. I think you know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. You've been sipping too much of that shit! I have the SL9 incident file here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. And a list of murder victims? Wait, what? Hold up! Neil Marshall? Oh, shit. Oh my god. So someone close to him was a murder victim. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? He's a woman, just saying. Goddamn it. Neil Marshall? Yeah. I'm sure you heard that the name 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 incident before I did. That's right. He was killed, and the case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? I was about to say it. Son of a bitch, no. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gaunt, chief detective at that time. The group of detectives I was a part of worked under them. We're desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought him and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now I know what happened to the police department on the day of the crime. Alright, here's what I think. Joe Dark was executed, but he was innocent. That's what I believe. And the person that killed Goodman is actually the guy responsible for the murders. Okay, it could be a hunch. It could just be, like, fucking crazy, but I'm gonna think that until I'm proven wrong. I think I might stick to it. But that's what I'm coming to conclude so far. Because I don't know who else could have killed him. We're talking a lot about the SL9 incident. Not really, well, in this part. Not really talking about, like, why Goodman was killed, who killed Goodman. We're still trying to figure that out, but anyway, I'm just going to continue on with the story. What's the last day the SL9 case could be reopened? Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshal planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery's finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. But still, the things that happened by chance never cease to amaze. Exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance. It's gotta be more than that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. We still don't know that for certain. Wait. A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Stop objecting me, I'll object you back. Which is why we examined the incident in the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. The mysteries at the police department have been uncovered. No contradictions remain. The murder took place in the prosecutor's office. The suspect is Lana Skye. There were no errors in the testimony of the witness. Ain't just objection! Have a response. Make it one word or less. Ah! I rest my case. There were no problems. She was a fucking liar. Shit. Seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, time for the burgers has arrived. This court finds the defendant. I'm back, bitch! Oh shit, she's up there. She just took him, fucking threw him out of the window, and then just came in. Your Honor, wait! Emma, what the fuck are you doing? The defense is an objection. A scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Atchurf, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh, thank you. Alright, time to testify. I was kind of in shock. You find out the SL9 incident referred to Joe Dark killings? Now she mentions it. The names of both Skye sisters were in that file. That's when I figured it out. I knew what Officer Marshal was trying to do that day. I need to check something out. Bates, Kirby, Jones, Knight, Moss, Marshall, Miles Edgeworth, Lana Skye, and Emma Skye. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Bruce Goodman. Alright. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew. His fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. I left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? No fingerprints were found on it, right? No. But I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Shit. Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. And I'm just a college graduate. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are our only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh, shit. Time's up, now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident in the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Okay. If I ever need to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with the handprint in Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I don't know what it is. But I feel like the only option is to object. Objection! This handprint left the crime scene. It shows a contradiction. God damn it. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? Wonderful. Can I play the video? Damn it. Gumshoe's locker is that thing is in front of Gumshoe's locker. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yeah, something that when drawn would completely change the meaning of this blood mark. Let's pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. I'm waiting for the, which item can prove something is missing from the floor plans? Will I be able to use this jar? Okay. There's a jar. That is kind of strange when you think about it. Wasn't it like shattered pieces of the jar around the scene of the crime? Would that be drawn there? Let me check this out. Which item could prove something is missing in the floor plans? But why would... I'm thinking about it, but if this jar is there... But... The thing is... How could that be a contradiction? I don't see any indication saying that I might be penalized, so I think I'm free reign. I'm gonna try this. It's no use. The more evidence there is, the more wrong choices. Just calm down, Mr. Wright. Try to remember what the evidence room was like on the day of the crime. What that bothers me is this blood mark. Okay, I'll prove it this time. Okay, thank God we don't get penalized. Okay, I'm going with my other plan. Shit. Okay, time to remember what it was. I am technically buying time. I swear on my life. I swear on my life. What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger mascot of the... I was wondering where this was coming from. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans on the crime scene. Blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? So long as the blue badger's dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot of the locker? Oh shit, you're right! What?! So what the fuck is going on? So that means... exactly what's that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Pluchase were undeniably found in the locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Where did you come from? Did he just like hightail it? Just like, oh, I'm standing here. Then he just fucking vaults over, just like, oh, I'm standing here. That's right, think about it scientifically. Emma. Good afternoon. Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? Put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in? Just one moment! We'll not allow such far-fetched bladder-dash in my courtroom. May sound far-fetched, dude. That's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once but twice! But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by a security camera. So Meekins cut his hand, which a trip amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time... someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. Had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered? That's ridiculous. I refute you. Objection, bitch! The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. But, or however, this does not explain the blood mark found in the locker. Stop objecting me, Karma! So then, assuming this is murder you report really happened, when did it take place? The many show evidence to prove it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize the defense's claims that, prior to the officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was disguised as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room. The blood mark in the locker proves this. Very well. Then tell us, when this first incident occurred, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. So one piece of evidence that I can show. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? I knew that was going to pop up. What shows when the first crime scene took place? Would this be a thing? This is quite simple, you see. If it's so simple, then don't get it wrong. Huh? What? First crime took place before the blue badger was brought to... God damn it. Say, when was the blue badger brought to here anyway? Don't we have a time chart among our evidence that... Oh, we have a time chart. The crime took place inside the evidence room. The perpetrator would have to enter the room. In order to do so, an ID card required. An ID card? Oh! The ID card record. Exactly, why am I stupid? Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel to the evidence room. Okay, let's see. 450. That's where the crime took place. It would be... Miles Ezra! Just what have you done? Never figured you have nerve, boy. Pull off that act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminoid test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. It would have just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must take place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card remaining. All those sevens. Talking about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Officer Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of this card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. What the fuck, 7? Why'd you kill her? Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777. It even says 777777. That's one 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. Nutty. Explain yourself, son. The ID number belongs to the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to acquire such a personal identity. God damn it! That's ridiculous! Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge of file is against an executive is accepted. An official charge? Oh, like, aren't you? Your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander it is. Okay, let me ask a question. Yes. No, not to you, to her. The defendant's sitting there. You're a little executive, Lana. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we looked up her ID number. And it's not 7. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. That trial 2 years ago. Did you really only use legitimate evidence? We're gonna interrogate her ass now? Not back, bitch. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At that time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana? I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant! What are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, investigator in that crime in the eye and say you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why don't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do. In order to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. Shit. Well, fuck me. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! Order! Big time order! Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom cannot be quelled. Conclusion of the trial? We have to wait until the following day. Shit. Yep. I think I was correct, guys. Joe Dark was not the murderer. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Only a repeat, damn it. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone heard about these killings but me. I don't want wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. You mean what happened to you? Are we going to find out the reason why she was a witness? It's all there in that file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So he really did kill him. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. It happened 2 years ago. It's right about this time of year, too. God damn it all. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Reminds me of something that happened at the beginning of chapter 2. And suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. Before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then... What happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. I saw them burn a permanent picture in my mind. I could still see it now. Permanent picture. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No. I only asked about it when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime. Made it up. You didn't provide bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes. I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was given false evidence. But even so, that's when it all started. Rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. I mean, it's all my fault. If I could just testify properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though we may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. Can't really blame him, I guess. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she'd done. Especially not to Emma. What'd you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked Mr. Marshall down and raised his knife. Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Jesus Christ, she was only 14 at the time. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was crawling me in her arms. Poor Emma. She's been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. I must have been 14. That's understandable. Jesus Christ! This was all over. I made up my mind. I said when I grew up I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. And find the evidence to make airtight cases. That way Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? No, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled to my sister's office. Why run all the way over to your sister's office? There's detective offices and questioning room are right across the elevator. Across from the elevator? Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. Well, that's news to me, too. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I have another talk with her. Might as well. Jesus Christ, this case just gets crazier and crazier. Just like imagine this stuff actually happened in real life. Probably did, but... Alright, bitch, I need to ask you a question. Lana! Mr. Wright. Seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you're the type. Girls don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana! If you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Lana, Evan told me about you. Oh. About how you were a detective 2 years ago. How the SL9 incident was a reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me out on the details? Especially that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Damn right. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not least which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Jesus Christ, a lot of similarities between this case and the last case. God fucking damn it. DL6, SL9. What the hell? Am I having a dream? Is this a nightmare or something? Evidence from the case was stolen. I expected as much. And how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. Even though no matter what happened, you always stick to the truth. It can't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drum aside, the matter of fact is, at 5:15, there wasn't any murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, I don't understand. Why don't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't just involve me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Dark investigation, detectives, hi. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant! And he was the vice head of criminal affairs, but still worked at the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Or filed. And really idolizes her big sister. Now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could later use that experience in court. Gant's help in the SL9 case was critical in its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the chief detective was no doubt Damon Gant. Yes, Detective Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office? He led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Star. The first time Marshall worked with his brother, he was quite gung-ho. I'd say. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when the last murder took place. When they tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Detective Gant and Prosecutor Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages when Dark must have panicked. He waited until Gant and Marshall let the guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office, shared by Gant and myself. That's where he found me! So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was following some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When they returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor. It smelled blood. 3 bodies?! Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What'd you do? To be honest, I panicked. Picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, just held her. Can't blame her after all. Sister must have gotten through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in the incident. Just by chance. But the case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshal. Yes, his action came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. Guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. That doesn't end with closing of the case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Evan was assaulted by Dark at the police department, yeah? Yes, in the office that Damon and I shared. The office that Mr. Yan now occupies for himself. The chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. Maybe we'll finally figure out what the fuck happened. So where am I supposed to go? Here. I already have a short-term memory. No one's here today. Not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. It must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today no one was murdered in the evidence room 515. The day of the crime. Yeah? I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I gotta find all the answers by tomorrow. Actually, remember this? Actually, we still got this. It's intriguing. There's nothing really here that could probably be used as evidence. I wonder if, Edgeworth's out. So Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's been questioned by an inquiry committee? Took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana managing to falsify evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll have to come back later. Or never. I'm down for never coming back there ever again. I'm back, boys. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Quit, Sarah. What the fuck? I don't even think I've never known where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should know my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Let's get his back at us. Say, where are you headed? So prosecutor's office for a little interrogation? It's a voluntarily appearance. We all know we come back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why did prospectors head west? If ever was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, want to tell us exactly what happened? Looks like I'm gonna be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean this knife? Switchblade for broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match for the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. Huh. However, the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars of the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he's got the brains. He's one of the best prosecutors around. I just made a detective when I went down. It's the first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. It's awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You don't mean king of prosecutors? Not that again. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. So Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day the evidence turns feral. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. Try to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. Scars. There's something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Star was fired. I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? They did something to him too? Commissioners would have got suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant. And Lana Sky. Gant and Sky. Chief Detective Damon Gant and his second command Lana Sky. So we gotta stop putting the picture up. Who was the person on the force who have heard that duo? That case was the biggest step in both their careers. And after the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new police chief, arranged it for it happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was a totally different person when she was detective. Now he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? She lost her virginity the first time. By me. Sorry, Bambina, but her secrets were too well guarded. I never found out. Man, a secret, eh? It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy, partner? It was certainly enlightened. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get the verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone was Damon Gant. Don't believe me? I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after the day. He just fucking took the cap out, spit it out, and just chugged that shit. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. You become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. I feel bad for him, man. Still what he did, I guess, it was kind of wrong, but I don't know. Let's head inside and talk to Gant. Spoilers, Gant's the real killer. That'd be fucking crazy. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted, except for these two fools. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow. You actually talked to us. Chief Prosecutor saying what she did to the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth. Mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There is more chaos going around than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is a word usually for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just head across the hall to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Now what we're waiting for. Let's head to the chief's office. Holy fuck! Look, there's a little picture of both of them over there. Whoa. Where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. It's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Batch. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I fucked up. I never could remember where C was. Huh? Surprise, motherfucker, over here. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Mr. Wright, I've been swimming. Actually, I swam last night, and I'm tired. Though I've just been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, of Mr. Marshal's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. What? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence bullshit? There's a past since that incident. My, how time flies. See a big picture on the wall over there? Yeah? It's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Taken to commemorate our work together. So what's not right with this picture? There's no fucking way. That fucking jar is in there. Canteen picture out of the court record. There's some about that picture and the jar that doesn't make sense, and I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there's matters that need my attention. I'm going to log up here and let's go out together. Oh, but this office. It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? The case has long since been over. It's not investigated anymore. All the same, we still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry and get the fuck out. I have a meeting to attend to. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied a request to search the crime scene. There must be a reason he doesn't want us to be looking around there. Do you need like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside Chief Gant's office. Let's do it. We're gonna do more illegal activities. Hey, pal! Oh shit, you just came out of nowhere. Were you in the meeting? I was, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From staying so long in the meeting? Actually, had to serve everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have you seen Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Nah. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. Sounds like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. Falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Might as well give him a chat. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. This guy's a guilty party here, isn't she? Sorry, man. Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence he presents in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. Those who don't like him haven't been able to do anything because of his amazing talent as a prosecutor. Now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? I don't. He's just against us. I've heard of him first. Now I know that the rumors are not true. He didn't know. If you know, just take Mr. Edgeworth, sit down, have a cup of joe with him, and just talk about life. He's a good guy. It's just that he's a real pain in the ass when it comes to court. Yes, that's right. I'm a real bitch. In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only had that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work! Yes, sir! Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir! You gotta take me back to the joint sometime, okay? Dick, seems you don't have any problem with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure. I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth's just might crack. I'm not liking this. Actually, I took a look at the file here while the coffee was brewing. He seems generally concerned for Edgeworth. My voice is going. Find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshal, who was trying to protect some girl? Me? Seems Sergeant Gumshoe never realized that one was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with a murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere there, okay? Might as well give it a check. Doesn't say anything about a murder weapon there. His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Take that! Oh shit, nope. Take... Take that! About this. Hey! Don't tell me that. There's a tag attached to the label last night. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. How are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in the lock. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And it's found in Mr. Edgeworth's car. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, all came back to me. Oh, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. You better fucking talk. Dark's crimes. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill person. Actually, can I check profiles? Age, deceased. What else deceased? A businessman? What man was tight to take a serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So, it was an accident? An accident, yes. But it transformed him into an animal. Oh god. After that, he was like, I murdered someone. The adrenaline rush must kill. Kill a man that witnessed the accident. Then kill the lady who saw the second crime. Kickbox. Okay, chill the fuck out. He killed a fucking kid? Fuck! This dude killed a kid! Oh my god, now I'm glad he's dead. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, it's all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in? Yes, but in the middle of his question, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but fortunately he was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness. He must mean Emma. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. They have his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. You take a look at the knife. You see it's broken. You don't have to take a look to notice that. Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what he did. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it. Inside his own body. Holy fuck. It's found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet! Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report adds to the court record. Switchblade knife. Okay, updated. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? Some money you need to ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? So Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. My detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? Well, if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, we can't. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. I won't argue either. God damn it. Ah, shit. So, in other words, gumshoes are only chance of getting in? I wonder if there's something we can show him that will make him change his mind. You want a lunch, dude? The Blue Badger? This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was guarding the blood stain on the evidence log of his life. That's more than you can say about most officers nowadays. You really say there's a lot of trouble if you haven't guarded so well. I have to admit, he's right, though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, I was able to prove another possibility today. Possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15. That's the ID card record, isn't it? Yeah, there's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20 blaze it, the victim taking good must enter the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with executive officer's number. That's 1-7 too many, Detective. Executive officer. Just might have a hunch. I think I do too. About that jar. I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere. Maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. God damn it. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. You know what? I should play Eleanor one day. I don't think it's backwards compatible on the Xbox, but I think I got it somewhere around here. I've beaten it like years ago, but I was basically just using the I was basically using a walkthrough, and I just wanted to shoot shit. It's like I'm his Chief's officer yelling at me. Chief can't. Okay, I've seen that before. Leaving. Is there anything I can present that'll make him change their mind? You want some fingerprint set? Hey, that powder's used for detecting fingerprints. Yeah, Mr. Ezra gave it to us. He did what? All I have is some flour. Are you okay, Detective? Quick, run! That's you! If it's any help, one time I took a nap on a bench with wet paint. Why am I not comforted? Can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he gave me a small catalyst. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman yet. So why not trade place with him? What? Why are you looking at me like that? I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal what was going on, you know. After all, the serial killer was on the loose. Anna was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence and wanted to prove Joe Dark guilty. Well, I'm all out of ideas. Oh shit, is that an hour and 3 minutes? Well, I ought to end off this episode. I need to get something to eat. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys next episode. Bye.